Good afternoon on what is a mild grey and cloudy day. It is Thursday the 21st of March and I'm in the reading Nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to continue unboxing. And what I'm going to pull out of here is looks like the Borg Mortgage, I think. It's a fanzine compatible with Mörk Borg, essentially the pre-apocalyptic doom metal role-playing game created by the Stockholm Kartell and published via Free League Publishing. And this is also sort of like this is actually via this is by Exalted Funeral. So this is Borg Morgue 666. In fact, it actually says Morgue there. It's one of the criticisms I have of the kind of these products that they have. They use this Gothic script which isn't immediately legible. So we've got D66 surprises when looking for almost anything else. This is kind of like the antidote to the classic table of things you find on the body. And then we have we've got the introduction, the editorial, and a table of contents, and then with the Borg Morgue Cult, you see. So this is we've got an adventure for it, an apocalyptic adventure in the dying world, at very simple, clean layout. It's fairly heavy layout, in fact, and then you've got the simple, really very, well, basically more representative than actual kind of depiction of the area. You know, it's more relational than necessarily what they actually look like. But the locations are easy. The location, the descriptions, you know, they're easy to use with the map opposite, and on the other side of the other locations. And then we have. Does that say what I think it is? Yes, that is. Fucking with the dice. An essay which no one asked for, so this is sort of like thoughts about rolling dice and the use of mechanics. Okay, basically just a piece by the author, by the creator of the fanzine, and then followed by heavy metal reforged. A sword is a sword equal to plate armor. There's some house rules on essentially using weapons against particular types of armor, and this is something that has been returned to over and over in fantasy role-playing. You know, which weapon is best against which armor, and so on. Even in Mörk Borg, there are several articles that are sort of like the weapons lists, and you've got a full list of those weapons arrayed around these fighting knights in a fairly, I say, Celtic fashion, because it's again not easy to read. Let me show you that. And then we have scars and other ways to break. This is essentially what happens when you get really hit badly in Mörk Borg. Do you die? Do you survive? If you survive, how are you marked? Because everything you do in Mörk Borg kind of leaves a mark, whether upon the world or upon yourself. And then we have dental manuscript, which appears to be a guide to dentistry in Mörk Borg. Kind of the last thing you kind of think you might want. And then Cultists of Dying Gods. This is going to be like various NPCs, and very difficult to read. That blue on that black, very small. And then 7 palms for 7 psalms. You have methods of torture. And an island of dying gods. I think this is sort of like almost like the same kind of. It's all connected. And then Idols of a Dark Fort. Dark Fort type of Forgotten. A Mercian pantheon of false gods. So you can have lots of cults and gods, or basically cults and sects running around for dedicated to dark gods. And this is all part of the same article, although it's not obviously so. Cultures of the Dying Gods, you start there. Potential methods of torture and the psychic limit for when you're dealing with these dreadful cultists, and then you've got particular cults on particular locations. That's not immediately obvious. It really only becomes kind of obvious when you realise that this is all one article. Because you've got the next article, 7 Palms for 7 Psalms, and essentially these are the Psalms are what triggers the next stage of the coming apocalypse, when they are read out and when their contents become true. And then we have the Odic Force, workers of dead gods from across the endless seas. So this is sort of almost like Vikings, I suppose. And on first glance, trapped in a Mörk Borg adventure location, and Hand of Zorbaret. This is a pile of treasure. You find this artifact, and this is always great. Basically, kind of things you pick up and go, okay, that looks great. This is going to be fantastic use, and you find it's cursed or something, because you've got this is followed by a few tables. You've got a D12ish curses for weapons table in the corner there, a D8 set of liches to encounter, and a D12ish odd oddities, because things are just lying around, and players always like to find things, especially if they're strange. So that is the Borg Morgue issue 666, which adds more horrible content for Mörk Borg. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box containing a book or game or role-playing game, or in this case a fanzine from Mörk Borg, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook, and we'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.